Rise of the Third Army is a really big story and a really big event, but it's not the best story as it could be. Basically, the Guardians are really tired of the Green Lanterns failing, just like the Manhunters failed. So they wanted to make a new army that could be like the new way to save the universe, which are these creatures that are mindless and all they do is just take control of people. So their goal is to basically turn the entire universe into just a bunch of mindless zombies in a way. Um, and it's a cool concept, but it's just not implemented so well. The issues that you read are actually pretty interesting, even including the Red Lantern stories. It's just my biggest problem is it feels like these creatures created by the Guardians, the Third Army, they just kind of come out of nowhere. Most of the time, they're just a completely random story that has nothing to do with the Third Army, and then the Third Army randomly shows up, which happens a lot. In the issues of Green Lantern, you follow a new Green Lantern named Simon Baz, and his story is pretty interesting. But almost most of the issues focuses on Simon Baz alone, and the Third Army shows up just a little bit, but only show up mostly in the end. And most of the time, you forget that the Third Army is even in the story. Green Lantern Corps is where the main focus of the Third Army lies in. It mostly focuses on Guy Gardner as he rises up as a Great Lantern and falls, which is actually done pretty well. Green Lantern New Guardian focuses mostly on Kyle Rayner as he tries to master all the Lantern colors, and again, randomly the Third Army shows up, which is how he gets involved. In the Red Lantern issues, again, nothing really happens with the Third Army, as it's just the Red Lanterns dealing with some kind of issue, and all of a sudden the Third Army shows up, and all of a sudden the Manhunter shows up, which is probably the only way that the Red Lantern even ties up with the Third Army. All these big stories and stuff combined in the Green Lantern Corps Annual Issue 1. This is actually pretty intense, as it's a giant, massive fight. Although it's interesting, although my only problem is it's a little bland and it ends a little abruptly. Overall, this whole thing is still a pretty good read. Again, not the best story, but it's still a good one. It is very it's very interesting and the concept is great. It's just not done so well. I don't think it's worth getting every single issue. You could skip the Red Lantern if you want to, but everything else is pretty good. So overall, I give this 4 out of 5 stars and check it out.